2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Ringside Robert, and England's adopted son, Joe Habib, and we have a great show for you today. And if you want to call and ask questions, you can call in right now at 323-870-3857, and we'll be here till about 9 o'clock tonight. And today, we're going to talk about the big rumor, a very slow news week, by the way, this week, but the big rumor this week, and this kind of threw me for a loop. Beeb, did this throw you for a loop? The PBC up for sale, possibly?
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all, and it's an odd story. I don't know how true it is. It's, treated as a very loose rumor, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Also, Steve Kim may be joining us this show. He may not be, but we'll see. But first, let's get started with Beeb. I just noticed something here. What shirt do you have on? What are you doing? Where's your uniform at, Beeb? Where's the shirt? Come on. Where's it at?
Lois. Did you pick up the dry cleaning yet? Did you pick up the dry? Oh, tomorrow. Okay, Lois. Yeah, it's being cleaned right now. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, Robert. This is what I have to deal with. This is my lot in life, Robert. What are your thoughts on this, Robert? You had your shirt on, right?
What, dealing with Beeb and the imaginary Lois? That's
Robbie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Robbie, don't you start
deep, son.
Don't you start with your misogyny.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Don't you start taking shots at the help.
Rough.
Yep.
All right, showtime. Your boy, Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale. Wilder, friend of the show, of course, for the WBC Heavyweight Title. Deontay Wilder knocked out Dominic Breazeale with a right hand in the first round. The new trainer, Virgil Hunter, didn't seem to make much difference. As we predicted, Breazeale was getting close to Wilder, but leaving his left hand down while doing so multiple times. Did you notice this also, B? But I was watching that fight again. Every time he gets in close to him, he drops that hand. He drops his left hand. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know why. But
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Didn't I tell you that during the last week that he does that?
Yeah, you sure did. You absolutely did.
Yeah, and I shout out to Joe Ello. Sorry for interrupting you, Eric.
No,
donating for the content. I appreciate what you guys do. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much, my brother. That's awesome.
This is three shows in less than 24 hours, guys.
That's right.
So follow Joe Ello's lead here. Every little bit helps.
Thank you very much.
A dollar here, a dollar there won't hurt. Won't break the budget. It's a cup of coffee.
And then listen, man, Wilder's got the biggest right hand in the business. You can say what you want about Naoya Inoue and everything like that. Listen, Wilder's only went the distance one time. I don't think there's any question he's the hardest puncher, pound for pound. Tony Ayo, probably with the quote of the day, does Virgil Hunter offer refunds? I'll tell you what, why on earth that Virgil Hunter didn't tie his left hand to his chin during training, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I told you guys, and listen, I don't mean to pile on Virgil Hunter, but the only person he has taken is Andre Ward. That's it. Everybody, he's almost like the opposite of Midas with every other boxer. Everybody he touches goes south.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amir Khan, whether it's Andrew Fonfara, whether it's Dominic Breazeale, I don't know.
Well, Eric, my argument is, would any trainer have made a difference in that fight?
No.
Yes. Absolutely.
I don't
Because
think so.
you talk about training coming in. He's dropping his hands. Yes, you can work on that in training.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be able to work on it in training, Eric, but even if you worked on that in training, there is no preventing the power that comes out of that right hand. Once you're hit with it, you're put to sleep.
Yeah,
Well, Dominic Breazeale's been fighting this way his whole life. He went to the Olympics fighting this way. So I don't know if a trainer can change it.
I don't know.
Because the fighter has to listen to the trainer too. That's what people forget.
Absolutely. And there was nothing. I mean, the fight didn't last long, but there was nothing that I saw from Brazil that was like new or any kind of wrinkle. I would be real curious to see what their game plan was in that fight.
Honestly,
don't get it with the right hand. Don't get it with the right hand. That's the game.
Yeah. Honestly, I am thankful that we didn't have to pay for this because remember, before this fight was signed, they were talking about putting this on pay-per-view. Could you imagine if we had to pay for that and if it turned out this way, how disgusted everybody would be today?
Right. Well, hey, man, Wood in the chat just brought up a really good point, said Virgil's getting good results from Barrios. So, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
Jason
About Joey,
Chad, you're
Joey Spencer.
Casual, son. He said, anyways, never KO'd a guy 30 pounds bigger. That's because there's weight classes, stupid. What a moron.
There's weight classes for a reason, you idiot.
Airhead. Anyway, after the fight, Wilder was grilled by Jim Gray, who people in Cincinnati can't stand, but be that as it may, Jim Gray went in on him and said, when's he going to fight, Joshua or Fury? Wilder just said, basically, the best things come to those who wait. Translation.
Yeah, that was his response. Yep.
Do you know
those fights aren't happening anytime soon? Son.
Do you know what was so funny about that whole exchange? Jim Gray saying, "Well, no one really wants to see you fight guys like Dominic Breazeale."
Right.
And Dominic Breazeale's right in the ring when he said it.
What a moron! I mean,
yep.
seriously.
Like what an asshole. Does that guy have any tact?
No.
He doesn't.
He's been that way his whole career, Beeb. No matter what sport, that's the way he is.
And I bet you that's why Dominic Breazeale didn't want to talk to him.
Well, and can you blame him?
And Tony Ayo says he's very disrespectful, and I concur, man. I mean, Jim Gray is a complete lowlife.
So. And then if you ask him why he did it, he'd probably fucking try to find a way to justify it.
Absolutely. Of course he would.
Yeah, listen, man, there's a difference to Joe Ello. There's a difference between being honest and being tactful. You can be tactful and be honest. You can be tactful and be in pressure. There's ways to do things to get people to talk. You know what I mean? And he just,
All he had to do was say this. No one really wants to see you fight anyone else right now except for Fury or Joshua. All these other opponents out there, people are not interested in. And that's how he could have worded the question. How hard would it have been to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Larry Merchant was the same way. That's correct.
Yeah, I didn't really care for him either.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of him.
I wasn't. Yeah, me either.
Although I do think we're going to wind up with a rematch, but not a rematch everybody's going to want to see. I think we're going to see Louis Ortiz next.
That's pretty obvious.
Well, that brings me to my next point here. Immediately after the fight, Louis Ortiz came in the ring. All right, and it appears that he will be next for Wilder. Dude, Ortiz looks like he was way out of shape. I mean, he looked close to 300 pounds in there. I thought he was somebody's grandfather when he walked in there, dude. He looked horrible. He looked pregnant, man. And listen, I'm not the guy to pile on about somebody not being in shape, but I mean, dude, I'm not doing this for a living either.
I'll be glad to do it.
Well, yeah, Robert's like a jockey shape, you know what I mean? He's like...
Robbie, can you bang out 20 push-ups right now if you had to?
Absolutely, Beeb.
Robbie's in tip-top shape, man. He's
I want to see a video of that and send it to me, please.
Hey, no problem.
That's right, man. Robert's where it's at, boy. Beeb, were you shocked when you saw Louis Ortiz in the ring?
Yeah, I was.
I mean, he looked big, man. And, you know, the thing is, like, the worst part of this whole thing is that he comes in the ring or whatever, and, you know, you look at him and immediately know why he turned the fight down with Anthony Joshua. It had nothing to do with money. I mean, it had nothing to do with money, anything else. Dude, he was way out of shape. Wow. I don't even know. What is it, May? When are they going to fight next? When is that, September, I guess? Fight, maybe?
September, October, maybe?
Probably October, November, I'm thinking.
It's got to be in October or November.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's only 4 months away, man. You know, he's got to, like, I don't know, man. Champ Life says Ortiz is getting his retirement pay-per-view. 100%. That fight is not going on pay-per-view, and if it does,
they better not put that on pay-per-view.
Tanks. If you thought the Crawford pay-per-views tanked, dude, if you thought the Crawford pay-per-views tanked, where do you see those numbers?
No, I don't think Fox or Showtime would be stupid enough to put Wilder and Ortiz on pay-per-view.
Mark 76 said it was because of the dirty PP. That's why he couldn't, because he was on PEDs, son. He's on the PEDs.
Oh my!
Robbie, shut up. That's intelligent.
No.
So, Robert, what were your thoughts? You texted me last night after the knockout.
Yeah.
And said that's a statement, and it is.
Yeah. Well. Remember, I said last week, Eric, I wonder if Wilder was going to put extra pressure on himself to dispose of Dominic Breazeale faster than Anthony Joshua did. Because remember, when Joshua fought Breazeale, it took him 7 rounds to knock out Breazeale. And you know, when this fight was immediately signed, the first thing I thought of, okay, he's going to want to send Anthony Joshua a message. So he's going to want to dispose of Dominic Breazeale earlier than he did, not dreaming that he would dispose of him not only earlier than he did, but in more spectacular fashion. I mean, frankly, when that right hand landed through my television speakers, it sounded like a gunshot going off, and as soon as he hit the canvas, I knew that fight was over and there was no way he was getting up. But the problem is, he did that in such spectacular fashion that you're going to see both Joshua and Fury find other people to fight now because he looked too devastating. And besides, in Fury's case, he felt Wilder's power twice, and maybe that's one of the reasons why Fury didn't take the rematch, is because maybe he doesn't want to experience that power again. I don't know. But I think both of them are going to find excuses to find other people, if they don't fight each other first, because everybody's going to want to stay away from Deontay Wilder's power.
Mark 76 in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you from Scotland. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate it. Joel O. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. Can't tell you how much we appreciate the support, man. Thank you guys so much. Robert, let me get back to the Wilder thing. Jerome King, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. Jerome King says, thank you for such great content and the different points of view on different subjects. But I think that Fury Joshua happens before Joshua Wilder. Let's talk about that for a second.
I agree.
I 100% agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. I don't know why. I don't know why I think it'll happen before then, but I think it does. And you know what? I think that fight's a toss-up. I really do. I mean, Fury is such a good boxer that, man, I think he can frustrate Joshua. I think he frustrates anybody. So it's one of those things. And, yeah, I do believe that fight happens. Wilder, is it just me, guys, or does Wilder not seem interested in fighting Fury, does he not seem interested in fighting Joshua anymore?
I think he's going to do everything to. Publicly in the media, he's going to talk about how he wants to fight these people, and he's going to do what he normally does when he does the rounds. But privately, talking to Shelly, people behind the scenes, he's going to do everything he can to avoid those fights because he experienced 12 rounds of fury, and let's face it, had he not got that knockdown in the 12th, he would have lost that fight. Okay, and he's just talking about Joshua because Joshua's got 3 belts and he wants to unify. But I think he'll find whatever excuse he can not to make that fight. And besides, with Joshua and Fury, that's got Wembley Stadium written all over it. 90,000 people. That's a UK specialty waiting to happen. I mean. Because it'd be kind of stupid to put that fight on over here in America. That's got UK written all over it. I mean, London would be all over that fight with those two. And Wilder, you're going to see him fight people, unfortunately, like Luis Ortiz and Adam Konoski and maybe Andy Ruiz now that he's signed with the PBC. Meanwhile, I think Joshua and Fury are eventually going to get together, and we'll see what happens when that does. But I think a lot of these other heavyweights who are not affiliated with the PBC are going to find ways to avoid Wilder because they're going to look at him on camera and they're going to go, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be put to sleep like that.
He fought, ever since his loss to Anthony Joshua, he fought a guy named Izage Ongono. Again, I've never heard of him. Eric Molina, Carlos Negron. Eric Molina was stopped at round 8, KO'd Carlos Molina 9 of 10 rounds. And then he fought Deontay Wilder last night, of course, gotten pasted.
Yep.
Is this the same guy? Is this the same guy that fought Joshua? And again, that was back in 2016.
Actually, I think Breazeale has gotten worse.
Yeah, I mean, it was back in 2016 when he fought Joshua. So, and at the time when he fought Joshua, we thought Joshua was going to win, but we thought it was a very good fight. We thought it was a very good fight to take, you know what I mean, for Joshua, where he could win. But, hey, Breazeale at the time had a name. Breazeale at the time was an up-and-comer. And you could see that title shot happening, Yeah. But last night, I mean, did anybody really want to see him fight Dominic Breazeale?
No.
I mean, we all knew how it was going to end. I thought it was going to be a better fight, of course, than it turned out to be, no question. But we all kind of knew how, we saw the way it was going, you know. But, yeah, man, I just, it was, I don't know. Did he really... when you talk about did he make a statement, listen, man, anytime you hit a guy and he falls like that, we get it, man. That's, you got some power. We understand that. But that being said, was it really a statement type of fight with a statement type of opponent? Inoue, to me, yesterday made a statement. Yeah. Against a statement opponent.
Yeah.
That was a 50-50 fight right there. Beeb, weigh in here with us. What are your thoughts? I mean, was that a good win for Wilder last night? Was it? And I fall in the camp. I think it was a good win, but was let's talk about more like after the fact. It didn't seem to me, and that he would be willing to fight AJ or Fury, or he didn't seem like he seemed content with waiting till next year. He seemed content with all that.
I think he's playing the game that AJ was playing with him, trying to make it sound like he doesn't need AJ. He's doing just fine. Basically, he's
very good. Yeah,
he's trying to make it. He's trying to play it off like he's not desperate for those fights. If those fights are going to happen, then make sure they happen at on the right terms, or they're not going to happen. Basically, so. Okay. He's just changed his mindset, basically, that he doesn't have to, jump when they say jump, and he doesn't have to cowtail to them. They're going to have to meet him in the middle somewhere. That's the way that's the way I got it now.
Right.
Because he's already seen that the longer he waits, the more money they throw at him. So he's saying to himself, you know what? If I smoke them out, they're eventually going to give me what I want. So what's the rush?
Right.
And let's face it, guys, the more heavyweights he totally destroys, like he destroyed Dominic Breazeale, eventually there's only going to be the three of them left, and somebody's going to have to fight somebody because...
And how much did he get for last night's fight?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Surely not as much as he would get, fighting any of the bigger guys. A lot was made in this fight, and let me ask you if now at the end, you believe or you don't believe, or this was, you guys everybody's heard about Wilder and his antics leading into this fight, talking about, I'm going to kill Dominic Breazeale, I want a body on my record, this and that. I've said from the get-go, it's just nonsense. It's just fighting, hyping the fight. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with how he does it, but he's hyping the fight in the way maybe he knows how to hype it. It's a character he's playing, What are your thoughts the day after the fight and his demeanor after the fight and everything like that? What were your thoughts on this?
Well, what I don't like, Eric, is this is the first time I can remember in over 40 years of watching boxing where you've got a fighter actually coming out publicly and saying, I want to kill somebody, I want a body on my record. I've actually watched fights, on my TV where people have died in the ring. Nobody wants to see that kind of thing because, once you see something like that, you never want to see it again. And we've had recent history where you've had fighters like Adonis Stevenson and other fighters that have been seriously hurt and their careers have ended. I don't like a heavyweight champion or any other kind of fighter walking around saying, well, eventually I want to kill somebody. I think that is actually in his mindset, and he seriously wants to hurt somebody that badly someday, and that scares the living daylights out of me that you've got somebody carrying around a piece of the heavyweight title actually going into a fight saying, well, I'd like to do this to somebody someday. That's psychologically inexcusable. Nobody can support that. And I would be worried if I was in his camp. I'd be telling him, hey, you need to knock that talk off and don't ever talk like that, especially publicly. Because God forbid, if you actually end up killing somebody in the ring, you'll have to live with that for the rest of your life. Just ask Boom Boom Mancini how he feels to this day.
I was going to say, Mancini, after that fight, was never the same. Never the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Beeb, you've watched boxing almost as long as I have. I mean, you think this is something he should be doing?
I'm not a huge fan of it, but I've actually changed my stance on it, and that's because of listening to people like Eric and listening to people like D-Style, who both told me that he doesn't really mean it, and I don't believe that he really meant it. D-Style actually said that he believes he did mean it, but he's saying that he has to have that mentality because it's kill or be killed. Eric said he didn't really mean it. I believe Eric. I don't think he really meant it, and I'm going to go one further. This is what I think. I think this is just a mind state and a mind frame that he gets himself into leading up to the fight to help himself get mentally ready for the fight and psych himself up. And I believe you said that as well, Eric. So you actually convinced me. And that's the thing about waking up every day and looking in the mirror and being me. This is why I love myself, because if you rationalize with me, I can be talked to, and I can come to sensible agreements. It's not my way or the highway, right, Lois? It's not my way or the highway. So if you could come up with a rational explanation as to why you believe something, then I can be convinced. And I think you're right, because judging about what happened after the fight and how he went up to him and how it was all over with, I said to myself, you know what? This is just basically him psyching himself up. This is him getting himself into battle mode. And this is why, he said it. Mike Tyson said it before the Ruddock fight. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. Or if he's... Remember he said that?
Yeah, I remember that.
If he's not dead, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, if he's not dead, it doesn't count. And Romain Stavern told Wilder that he's a dead man. He's going to kill him. Romain Stavern told him, he said, I'm going to kill you. Right to his face. So, I mean, and I'm not saying that just because someone does something, it's okay for everyone else to do it. But what I am just saying is, maybe there is a little bit of false outrage about this because it's not the first time it's happened.
No.
I don't know. If I was in his camp, though, Beeb, I would not want him to talk like that because, God forbid, he actually hurt somebody like that one day.
Well, Well, I'll tell you one thing, Robbie. They're actually encouraging it because Shelley Finkel said when he was asked about it, well, it actually made mainstream news, and he's reading off all these outlets and websites and stuff that were talking about it. This actually went mainstream.
Yeah, it did.
So I think maybe from a publicity standpoint, it was actually not a bad move.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, like I said, man, I mean, I don't like what he's doing or what he's saying. But hey, if it's working for him, it's working. And it's all hyperbole. It's all.
Yeah, and you've totally convinced me of that, Eric. I believe that.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's not trying to kill anybody.
I think he's a great. I don't think he wants to kill anybody.
He's a friend of the show. What's the matter with you?
Robbie, he doesn't want to kill anybody. He's just talking.
Friend of the show, Robbie. Come on.
I understand that, but
just like when you told me the other day you wanted to throw me off a cliff, you didn't do it.
Right.
I didn't believe you. I didn't believe you. Now Eric would have done it. Like, I don't turn my back on Eric when I'm looking over a ledge because I know I could see that size 10.5 already in my back.
Nor should you. I tell you what. Yeah, I will come at you for sure. All right, let's talk about Gary Russell. It's like Christmas, they said. He fights once a year.
Once a year.
This is Kiko Martinez. Gary Russell looks like he may be the latest fighter upset with Al Heyman. Russell wins via stoppage in the 5th. Martinez was cut, and the doctor said no more. Russell has fought 5 times in 5 years. Not exactly the poster boy for activity. After the fight, he put on a shirt that says Al Heyman, make the Leo Santa Cruz fight. Beeb, what were your thoughts on Gary Russell? And by the way, I do like the Leo Santa Cruz fight, but what were your thoughts on that? Looks like a guy that's frustrated to me.
A little bit, but I think at the end of the day, if he doesn't get Santa Cruz, like Gervonta Davis, I think would fight him in a heartbeat.
I think that's.
And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I may even like that fight better than the Leo Santa Cruz fight, if you ask me. Because we've never seen Gervonta Davis in there with a guy that has a skill set and speed and just overall boxing ability as Gary Russell. So I don't hate that fight. So I think Russell. I think he wants the big fights. Is he frustrated? Maybe a little bit, but I think he sees that there's so many fights out there for him. If he does go up to 130, I think guys would fight him. So maybe these guys at 126 don't want him right away. But I think the Gervonta Davis fight is definitely doable. And Gervonta Davis tweeted out that he's ready. He said, "Let's make that money." So Gervonta Davis is down for it.
Robert, what are your thoughts on this, and what are your thoughts on Gary Russell fighting once every 5 years?
I hate inactivity, and if anybody deserves the nickname one time, that would belong to Gary Russell because it's normally one time a year. I've complained about that on past shows. And now here's where I have a problem. Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz, and Gervonta Davis are all with PBC. So there's no promotional hang-ups to prevent these fights. I think we've heard it said in the past where fighters, they're responsible for their own careers. They can go to Al Heyman or whoever and say, okay, I want to fight this guy. I think the shirt was a publicity stunt. if he really wants to fight a Leo Santa Cruz or a Gervonta Davis, he needs to actually sit down with Al Haymon or whoever and say, okay, Al, I signed with you. You've been paying me good. I've got this title. I want to unify. Give me Leo Santa Cruz. Give me Gervonta Davis. If fighters are actually in control of their own career, it's time to to see him actually make that clear and go behind closed doors and basically make it clear to the people in charge of his career and say, look, these are the two fights I want. Make them happen.
Good point, Robbie.
That is a very good point. So what do you buy his excuse of saying, well, Leo Santa Cruz won't fight me, none of the other champions will fight me, so I'm not fighting? Is that where we're at with him?
No, I don't. See, that's my other problem. I don't buy his excuses because everybody he wants to fight has a title and they're on the PBC side of things. It's not like you're dealing with an Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford kind of thing where they're on different sides of the streets. In the 126 division, everybody he wants to fight is on the PBC side. So, no, I don't buy any of his excuses.
I mean, we can't even always use... Robbie, you're 100% correct, because you can't always use that other side of the street excuse anymore, because look at guys like Errol Spence and look at guys like Gary Russell Jr. Well, now Errol Spence is getting the Porter fight, so things are turning around for him. But for the longest time, none of those guys wanted... Thurman didn't want to fight him. Danny Garcia didn't seem like he wanted to fight him.
Right.
And, it took a while for Porter to come around, but there's no guarantee that if Crawford came over here that those guys would have fought him. Well,
exactly.
One thing we can say is maybe Crawford and Spence would have happened, but maybe that fight wouldn't have happened right away either. So it's all I'm not really against that Crawford-Spence fight not happening right away. I think that can get bigger, but I think Crawford's got a lot of work to do to catch up to Spence, in my opinion.
I think so. Well, you know what, man? I don't know, man. As far as a lot of work in terms of what? In terms of boxing ability or in terms of marketing?
Oh, no, marketing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
No way, boxing ability. Marketing, Eric. Of course.
Well, I think the problem Crawford is going to have, as long as he's with Top Rank, he's going to have difficulty finding opponents because all the opponents that he should be fighting are over on the other side.
Well, I want to give credit so much to Errol Spence, too, because he did a great job promoting that fight. I mean, he was doing a ton of interviews. And Errol Spence goes to every single PBC fight, and he does not shy away from the camera. He does not shy away from a microphone. He takes pictures with everybody. And he actually looks like he enjoys doing the press. And he does a great job answering the questions. He answers them very openly, honestly, and he gives great answers. So I think Errol Spence is really growing his brand. And how many pay-per-views did that fight do with Mikey? Was it close to
wasn't it 350 or something like that?
Like 375 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Up there. Yeah, it was a good number for a pay-per-view.
Good number for outstanding number for a first pay-per-view.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well, and you gotta credit Fox too with the amount of commercials and the amount of promotion that they put behind the fight. See, that's where ESPN fell flat on their face. ESPN did absolutely jack shit, but Fox did everything to promote Garcia and Spence.
Yeah. Spence. I really like what Spence is doing with his career right now. And how many people were in that Dallas stadium? It was like 45,000.
Almost 50, I believe.
Yeah, so that's like 48 or 47 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a great showing for him.
It's a lot of people. All right, let's go to the phones here. I'm going to start with 760-760. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, Brian, what's up, man?
Brian, what's going on, Brian? How are you?
He was calling with the heavyweights.
That's right. He's our heavyweight guy. He's our heavyweight guy. So let him go.
Please, Robbie. How are you, Brian?
That's right. Hey, I'm good. What's up with you, Beeb? What's happening?
I'm doing good, man. It's nice to hear from you. I love when you call in.
Hey, did you enjoy that quick knockout yesterday?
I really did.
It was insane. That was a sick
What you
knockout,
think,
man.
Eric? It was. Oh man. I was waiting on that one for a couple months. Get Breazeale up out of here. He's gone. But,
I think Breazeale may be gone permanently after that punch.
Yeah, he'll
probably get some other fights. You don't think so?
he ain't never coming back from that, son.
That was vicious.
Yeah, he'll never be the same fighter.
Man. Hey,
no way.
You guys think Wilder is the most vicious heavyweight up here, or what?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Without question.
Yeah. He's got the biggest power.
Vicious.
Yeah, he's got the biggest power. Yeah, he's the most vicious for sure. Now, is he the best boxer? No.
Man,
no.
Definitely the most vicious for sure.
Yeah. Anthony Joshua got his fight coming up in June. I'm like, he might have to match him on something, knock Ruiz out. You know what I'm saying? To make
Joshua can.
Please, Robbie.
Two different styles. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one thing I did see last night, though, I'm not going to take nothing from Wilder, but one thing I see is that he got to be real, real careful, whenever whenever he goes after him in the corner, when he went after Breazeale and tried to finish him off.
You saw him get clipped, didn't you?
Yeah. He got to be really, really careful. He got to be really careful against Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua got some counters. I'll be telling people, you got to be careful with Anthony Joshua and the counters with that uppercut, that straight. You know how he do it. It's vicious. That's the one thing he got to be real careful for, if they do ever match up. But besides that, I think he's just going to flatline AJ. I'll take Eric up on the bet and win whenever it do happen. You think this is going to happen or what, Eric?
Man, I tell you what.
AJ versus Wilder. What's up? When is this going to happen? Is this going to happen in
eventually, but it's not happening
2019?
anytime soon.
Man, don't tell me that, man.
I know. I don't want to say it, man, but
Don't
it
tell
ain't
me.
happening anytime soon.
Dang, it breaks my heart.
I think that Wilder's content doing what he's doing. He's going to fight Ortiz. Beeb thinks he's going to fight Konoski next, and
he's going to fight Ortiz next.
Yep.
They got F.A. Ajagba in there coming up with in the PBC and stuff, so they're going to start pushing him pretty soon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't think that fight happens anytime soon.
Brian, I think you have a better chance.
Let him burn, Robbie. Let him burn.
Okay.
When I was looking at the interviews yesterday, like Ajagba and Kalinowski, they didn't seem like they was just ready to just jump in there with Wilder. Like they need some time, you know what I'm saying? But Ortiz seems like he ready, but I'm just confused with Ortiz because
did he look ready last night?
He ready.
No, he did not.
He looked pudgy.
Pudgy, that's a very nice
I think Wilder's gonna flatline him too.
Yeah,
Wilder's gonna flatline him the next time they get down. But what's up with Ortiz though? I mean, he went to Brooklyn. He chasing down the fight to get another one with Wilder. I'm like, he could have fought AJ. What's the deal with that, man? I'm like, that's where boxing gets confusing for me.
I can't figure that one out for the life of me.
Well, I tell you this. Mark in the chat said it the best, because I had said it beforehand prior to seeing him last night, that I don't think he would have passed the drug test. I don't think he would have passed that PED test. But after looking at him last night, I don't think he could have gotten any semblance of shape in that amount of time. I mean, he looked like Santa Claus last night.
Yeah, he probably
I mean,
Yeah, you know, he probably. I mean, because he just fought not too long ago. He probably got his win in, went home and grubbed, you know, ate real good, put on about 100 more pounds. That's what it looked like last night, because he almost looked like Big Baby. I was like, is that Big Baby?
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's Ortiz.
Oh, shit.
He had the King Kong chain on and everything. It looked
it looked awful, man.
His neck.
Like Robbie on a Saturday night.
But,
no.
Yeah. But,
Robbie got that chain.
I don't understand why Dillian White can't fight against Ortiz. Why these other dudes, like, you know, that's not got the belts, why they can't fight? You know, I don't get that.
You do bring up a good point, Brian. The guy I feel sorry for in this whole mess is Dillian White, because it doesn't look like he'll get Joshua a rematch. It doesn't look like he'll get Fury, and he does. If anybody deserves a fight, it's Dillian White.
You know what? Screw Dillian White. All right, screw Dillian White. Let me tell you why. Because
okay, Eric.
He had a chance to jump from this to the PBC, and then he would have got a shot at Wilder. He was a free agent. Eddie Hearn is not going to make that fight with Joshua. He knows it. Everybody knows it, okay? He's not going to make that fight with Joshua. The only way he gets a title shot is to jump to the PBC. And what does he do? He re-signs with Matchroom. Get out of here.
Yep.
Well, he didn't re-sign with Matchroom. He doesn't have a contract with them. He's on a fight to fight.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's still with him.
He's still a free agent, isn't he?
He's still a free agent.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, man, these guys, you know, with a fight, if, you know, Dillian White against Ortiz, I mean, he could fight Ortiz, make a statement, and I'm pretty sure Wilder will make that fight happen next, you know, because he told him he would do it if he fought against Ortiz. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think Ortiz is just somebody's dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and he's going to, and Brian, he's going to be Wilder's next meal. That's what he's going to be.
yeah, because he's gonna drop like a bad habit if he fight against Wilder again. But I mean, I don't understand why the other guys don't want to go after Ortiz, though. It's just confusing to me. And then Ortiz scared of AJ. He don't want to fight against him. I don't know, man. Boxing gets me so confused, man, to be honest with you.
I don't blame you, I don't blame you.
You know, I don't know, when they plan on fighting between AJ and Wilder, but I assume they plan on trying to clean up the division a little bit before they get it in. But at the same time, too, man, these boxers be making these plans trying to get to this big check. And then we seen what happened with Charlo and what happened with Hurd. You know, that fight just went out the window. They don't consider that type of stuff. You know, it's like tomorrow ain't promised. You know,
I know.
Like these dudes passing up money today. Yeah, they passing up money today. Why are you gonna pass up money today? Just get it. You know, and then fight a rematch. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't understand it, man. You know, because I heard Shelly Finkel, I heard Tyson Fury, all these dudes wait until, my kids get grown. My baby boy, 8 months, and he turned 18 now. Like, come on, man. Stop playing with us. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man.
Get out of that shit. You know. Man, because now would be a good time for them to fight this year. What you guys think? AJ
I totally agree.
The sooner we see that fight, the better. But again, man, it's just wishful thinking right now. You just throw the coin in the wishing well because that fight ain't happening soon.
No.
Yeah, they're gonna keep milking it until.
And like I told everybody last week, don't sleep on Andy Ruiz.
Oh, how dare you! You actually think Andy Ruiz is going to beat Joshua?
I don't think he's going to beat him.
Son.
Hey, I don't think he's going to beat him, but I think he's going to give him a fight.
That one, son. Robbie, his first pie bet.
Look, man, Anthony Joshua is the truth, man. He going to flatten Andy Ruiz. Ruiz, look out, man. This dude. Remember, I said it before. This dude got breasts. He don't even
I know.
Okay, yeah, they're gonna get mad. Look, everybody gonna get mad because I'm gonna talk about him because he's chubbly. Okay, he chubbly. And the thing about it, they like just because he chubbly don't mean nothing. No, that means something. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched Butterbean when I was growing up.
Yeah, I did too.
Butterbean to know. You remember Butterbean used to have hands, but I wasn't expecting him to be fighting like an elite opponent. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty good, and he had a big right hand. But, you know, Andy Ruiz is here. You know, he's lined up for Joshua. Hopefully Joshua takes him out of here. Man, I want all these guys to win. I want Wilder to keep winning, Fury to keep winning, AJ to keep winning. I'm not against none of these guys losing, man. I want these fights to happen.
Right.
I'm probably one of the few people that I want to see Wilder win. I want to see Joshua win and Fury so they can make this fight happen because I don't like that Hurd and the Charlo scenario that happened because I was waiting on that one. You know?
Yeah, well, J-Rock spoiled the party.
Exactly. That's why these fighters, man, they gotta learn. They gotta stop milking that clock. They getting older, then they make a big fight, man. Tomorrow ain't promised. You know, they just need to start making that money today. You know, it's a big fight for them, big money today. Just get it. You know, I don't know why they want to roll the dice. That's what you said, Beeb. He's betting on himself.
I guess, yeah.
Remember, Beeb, you said Wilder's betting on himself?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like...
Yeah, you can bet on yourself.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you don't want to roll that dice too much. You know what I'm saying? We rolled the dice last night. Okay, now let's go ahead and go get that money. Go get it, you know? But I hope these fights happen, man. You know, I'm probably a delusional fan that just wants fights. That's it, you know.
No, Brian, you're like most boxing fans, and you're like the rest of us. We do want to see these fights. You know, we do want to see them.
All right, Brian, we're going to get running, man. Thank you so much for the call. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks for having me, fellas.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
You knew he was going to call and talk about the heavyweights.
That he always does.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Here we go. He's a fucking penalty up his tail, man.
Hey, Jason, how are you?
This guy, I thought this guy was a PBC expert. How come he just forgot to mention AJ turning down the biggest person heavyweight history? Like, nobody even talks about that now. How come? And Eric never brings that up either. He'll fucking say, fuck Dillian White, but he'll never fucking go against AJ. I don't know why that is. And Beeb, you're fucking sitting there like a fucking mute like Lewis over there. Come on, man.
Yeah, you know, we don't, first of all, we don't know that the $50 million was even offered. So, you're still on.
Barry and Eddie said it was offered. What are you talking about? Barry and Eddie said it was offered. How could you not know it?
Still on that, son.
What? Barry and Eddie said it was there. Barry and Eddie said the money was there on video.
Why are you still on that?
What do you mean? Why are you lying? Why are you lying?
Still on that?
Why are you lying? Why would you lie about that? Just say you want to suck AJ's nuts and we'll move on. Just say you want to suck AJ's nuts and we'll move on, dude. I mean, I don't mind.
You're the one.
Just say that. We'll move on.
Come on, man, not me. You're the one having those fantasies.
Come on, dude.
Come on.
Son. I mean, did you miss the video? Barry saying the money was there, but I won't let the fight happen until 2020. Did you miss that interview?
Sorry.
So you missed that interview, right? You missed that one, right? Yeah.
I didn't
you missed that one?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but you watched every Wilder interview where he said, "I want to kill Breazeale." Yeah, you're fucking dick rider. I know. Come on. Oh, Wilder told somebody he wants to kill him. Oh my God, I'm scared.
Did I say that? No.
Yeah, you've been crying for like 2 days. I don't like this. I don't like that. Why is he saying he's going to kill somebody? Come on, dude. People have said that shit so many times.
Please.
I mean,
next point, please.
If it was up to you, you'd fucking make boxing into fucking.
Boring.
It was up to guys like you. You'd make fucking boxing into golf. Come on.
You're boring everyone.
In other words, Jason, he's telling you to move on. Next.
Dang, Robbie stripped you, boy.
What else you got?
What else you got, son?
And your mom starts yelling and shit.
What else you got, son?
What else you got?
Let Beeb speak, dude. Shut up. Let Beeb speak.
Blah, blah, blah.
Beeb, why did you bring up the $50 million purse, Beeb? Come on. Why did you bring that up?
That's old news, man. That's
Not really, Beeb. That's the biggest news. That's the biggest news in the heavyweight division.
That's about.
Come on, that was like 16 years ago, dude.
That's like a year.
Eric, I know Steve. It's why. Eric is like 60 years old playing fucking baby sound bites. Oh my god, man, this is fucking ridiculous.
Next topic, son.
Jesus Christ.
That was like a year and a. That was like a year. That was like a year and a half ago, Jason.
Right.
No, it's not a
He's
year and a
still
half ago. It was
talking
like
about
fucking 8 months ago.
He still heard about it.
Longer than that. That's like a.
Shut up, dude.
It's over. That was over a year ago when that happened.
Son, get over it. Everybody moved on, but you.
And also, Beeb, you guys were having a conversation last night. Who's the biggest boxer? Right now, you guys are saying Wilder's top 3, but say Wilder's American boxing star now, isn't he? Who else is a bigger American boxing star now than Wilder?
Well, the only reason why I say Canelo is because Canelo fights in America.
Yeah.
That's why I use that.
That's true. But American, you know what I mean. Let's say, who's the bigger American boxing star? Than
no, Wilder's the biggest American boxing star.
I think so. Yeah,
Spence is not even close. Spence is not even close because he's very camera shy. You know, Wilder is putting himself out there. He was on CBS this morning and shit. I hope he's on Stephen Colbert's late night show since CBS is pushing him. That would be badass. Colbert is from fucking South Carolina. No, you got pictures of Butterbean on your wall. I know that, you faggot. Stop interrupting. Jesus Christ. Jesus. It's such a homo, dude. Come on.
Thanks for calling, man.
I mean, no wonder all the fighters from Ohio suck so bad. I mean, this is the way you guys think. I mean, small-minded assholes. I mean, let me finish my thought.
You, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Shut up. Is your boyfriend Steve Kim calling tonight, or he canceled you?
I don't know. We'll see. We may have our lines crossed. So I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, Beeb.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Why don't you think of Wilder versus Ortiz a pay-per-view fight? Fury versus Schwartz is pay-per-view. You know that, right? Well, no, it doesn't. It's one of the best fights of the fucking year. What are you talking about? It sucks. Are you crazy?
Did you see Ortiz last night? Did you look at Ortiz last night?
What about him? What about him? He's
like
a fucking heavyweight.
That's what about
have you ever seen Foreman? Have you ever seen Stavern? Have you seen Andy Ruiz? I mean, so what?
Son.
And you were fucking saying he was on steroids like 2 weeks ago. So you just make shit up like every few weeks. Okay, 2 weeks ago Ortiz on steroids, then he's too fat. So 2 weeks ago Lorna says he's on steroids, then he's fat. Can you make up your mind, Lorna? Make up your mind. Is he on roids or is he too fat? Is he on roids or is he too fat? Make your mind up. Come on. This is fucking bullshit, dude. 1 week he's on roids, the next week he's too fucking fat. I mean, this is some like bullshit. This is why boxing never grows, because of fucking snowflakes like Eric. Come on, man. Dude, they're putting Fury versus Schwartz on pay-per-view in England. You got to bash Wilder fucking Ortiz? Are you kidding me?
Not here.
That was like
Kostya's son was on pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's his home country. Moron. That's his home country.
Son.
That's where he has most of the fans.
This call is so boring, bro.
What do you mean, what else do I have? You have no answers, so you just keep interrupting. Just calm down.
Because it's nonsense.
You don't have to stop keep interrupting, dude.
You just bring
let me talk to Beeb then. Shut up. Stop crying.
Boring, bro.
Stop crying. You're doing like a Steve Kim impression. Every time he gets his ass kicked, you start fucking doing a fit. Stop crying.
Nothing.
I keep kicking your ass. You keep bring up the next topic. Go ahead. Let's go. I'm on the fucking
It's not my job to bring up topics, son. You called in.
Well, you don't shut up, dude. Come on. Stop interrupting. Jesus Christ. God damn.
Why don't we talk about?
And you were saying the fight sold. What? Nah, that's fine. I already owned you on that one. But you said last night this sold 9,000 tickets. Where? Can you please tell me where you got that information?
No, I said they sold 9,000 tickets leading into the fight. Stupid. See, this is why you don't listen.
No, they sold 13,000. I don't know where you got 9,000. You just made that up like the Ortiz on roids.
I didn't say that was the final.
That's not even a fucking. That's like fake news. How do you make that up? Where did you? Nobody even said some shit like that leading into the fight. That makes no sense, Eric. Come on. I've never heard any reporter say some shit like that.
Just a complete moron.
Just like you saying. Just like you saying Ortiz is on roids. Just like you're saying Ortiz is on roids 1 week and then he's fat. Then it's 9,000. Then it's 13,000. I mean, you got to stop lying, man. You got to show.
I can't help what he does. I didn't.
You're a show host. You can't be lying. Leave the line to me. Leave the line to me. I'm the host. I'm the guest. Let me lie. You shouldn't be lying. Yeah, let me lie. You should be lying. You can't be bringing the Ringside Reporter name down. Let me bring it down.
Yeah.
You know, you got to keep the show.
I'll tell you that.
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Anything else?
Fucking tears from Ohio.
It's time to send him off back to his internet.
Wow.
Mute fucking Robbie before his dog starts barking and his mom starts yelling. Come on, man. Mute Robbie. Can't have that again. Rob, where are you, Beeb? Why are you so silent, man?
I'm listening. I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to talk. I want to give you your time.
Boring.
I want to give you your time.
Are you guys getting Steve? Well, let's get this. Are you getting Steve Kim on the show today or no?
I don't know. What are you so worried about Steve Kim for?
What do you mean? Well, if he does, just ask him. How come he hasn't reported the Crawford Amir pay-per-view numbers? Ask him. Why hasn't he reported those pay-per-view numbers? Him and Dan.
Because it's not important. Because the fight happened like weeks and weeks ago.
But weren't those numbers?
What? They still haven't reported the numbers.
Weren't those numbers very poor?
Hello?
Yeah, the numbers were very poor.
Those numbers are very poor. Everybody knows.
It's not like everybody's sitting around wondering.
Everybody knows the pay-per-view bomb. No one.
PBC.
Everyone knows it bombed, Jason. No one.
Everyone been doing for 4 fucking years.
But everybody knows it bombed.
All that shit, I guess.
Jason, listen to me. Listen to me closely. Everybody knows.
Shut up, man. I can't listen.
Everybody knows that pay-per-view bombed already. Like no one thinks that.
What does that have to do with anything, Beeb? What does that have to do with anything?
Man, hit that fucking like button.
But nobody thinks that.
That's the best thing you said all night, Robbie.
But nobody thinks that pay-per-view did well. So why do we need someone to tell us it didn't do well if we already know it didn't do well? That's my only question.
Well, because that's what they do with PBC. So I just want them to be, have the same energy, That's all. And also, last thing, let me finish on this. Did you guys see the fights that are added to the Manny Thurman undercard?
No, I have not.
No.
Did you guys hear about those?
What are they?
Lipinets, Molina, Ugas, Figueroa, Luis Neri. Oh, that is. I don't know who that is. Do you guys know? Ubiali? I'm sure Robbie knows.
That's a good undercard.
Okay. Shut up, Eric.
That's a good undercard.
That's a great undercard. I mean,
goodbye, Jason.
Better than anything fucking Eric fucking Grandpa Aram does. Way better. And way better than those fucking tune-up fights Teofimo and fucking Stevenson Shakur were in. Way better fights.
It's a good call, Jason.
Listen to the replay and just talk to your computer, dude. All right, man.
Shut up.
Thanks for calling, dude.
Shut up.
Have a great night, Jason.
Oh. Have a good night. Oh my goodness. He calls and just talks nonsense. He's still talking about $50 million?
My only thing is this. My only thing is this. If you know something already and you believe something already, why do you need someone else to tell you it?
Right.
Like, I know that shirt is black. You don't have to tell me that shirt's black, Eric.
Right.
Why didn't you tell me that shirt was black, Eric?
Right.
How come you didn't tell me that shirt was black, Eric? You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know it's black. I just don't understand.
Wood in the chat just says, you guys moved the train wreck of the week up a segment.
Yeah, well, Jason could be the train wreck of the week every week.
But he calls in. Here's my gripe with him, is that he calls in, he has no topics. He calls in and he says, well, what about the Crawford numbers? All right, listen, we know the Crawford numbers were bad, all right, because they didn't release them. If they were great, they would have been released, all right? Then he's talking about $50 million. I mean, like, this is stuff that happened, like, a while ago.
I mean,
dude, we're talking. We got so much going on this week, and you're talking about stuff that happened like eons ago.
Yeah, really. I mean, he's living in the past.
It's insane. It's insane.
I just don't understand why someone needs so much reinforcement if you believe something, you believe it. Why do you need someone else to reinforce what you already believe?
And he lives his life on the internet 24 hours a day, man. He talks about things, and he expects us to see them all the time. It's like,
you know what?
Get a life, dude.
He's got zero confidence. That's why. That's the truth. It's the truth. He's got zero confidence.
From this day, you'll be my new fool.
Hey, Georgie, how are you?
This guy's
Hey, Georgie.
People!
Georgie, the people's champ.
Here. Let me try to talk Jason, man, because that motherfucker come here with mad energy. That motherfucker can't outdo me like that. Hell no. Listen, let's start from the beginning. Everybody put their kids to sleep, because I'm going fucking in.
Okay.
What's the problem with Jean Grey? What you guys talking about Jean Grey? What he did? Can somebody explain that to me?
Jim Gray's terrible, son. He is. He's disrespectful. He's very disrespectful.
What? I'm not saying what he has.
Well, Georgie, number one, you don't. If you're Jim Gray, you don't hold a microphone in the ring, and you don't say to Deontay Wilder's face, "We don't want to see you fight people like Dominic Breazeale," when Dominic Breazeale is standing in the ring.
Okay, Robbie, you got a point. Now, if he is speaking the truth,
listen, man, there's a way to
either
speak the
that
truth.
is not acceptable on the fucking
Georgie.
spot, if he's speaking the truth.
Georgie, can I ask you a question?
If this is not what you think, what everything, I'm sorry, please, let me have my 2 minutes cool. If this is not what Eric is on Eric's mind, on your mind, on Beeb's mind, and 90% on anybody who loves boxing. Nobody wanted the Brazil fight. We knew the outcome. He's not saying the truth.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes or no?
He's saying the truth, but can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, say you go on a blind date, right? And you don't know what the girl looks like. But then you show up to the blind date, and the girl weighs like 300 pounds, and she asks you, "How do I look?" What do you tell her? Do you tell her she looks horrible, or do you tell her
I'm
look
going to
okay?
tell you, you overweight. I will never be on this date unless you would lie to me.
Okay.
Be frank. Honesty goes a long way. I'm not. She put herself in the spot for being the way she is. For lying. Why? Because you would show me a picture, I will never go no blind date. Fuck out of here. Anyways, let's move on. I want to know how Heyman can put this fucking fight for fucking Wilder without making no money. I just how many fights out there? This motherfucker have been the money having been generated. I know that this fight ain't. That's another thing. Before this.
Hey, Georgie, listen, man. If you can hear me,
all these fucking.
If you can hear me, you're cutting out. Can you call back? We'll put you back. We'll put you right on.
I call right back. Let me go right back.
All right.
I call back.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. You just kept cutting out. Let's go to. Let's see here. Let's go to Wood. 937. You're live.
Hey, Wood, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Hey, I'm not going to talk a whole lot. Not going to say a whole lot of stuff. My question is just with you guys. You guys been doing this for a minute. Beeb has his expertise. Robbie's been watching the game. Eric, you do your thing. My only question to all of the Wilder diehards and anybody that knows, like if you did this $50 million offer years ago, why are you still waiting today for a contract to be sent to you? Why are you waiting for a fair deal or a deal to your liking at this point? If you are what you are and what Showtime tries to drill into our heads, when do they send a deal over and get the damn fight done that everybody wants?
Well, I think that's the thing. I agree with you, man. Like I said, man, I don't think Wilder's in any hurry after last night. Just in his demeanor, just the way he sounded, to fight Fury. I don't think he's in any hurry to fight AJ. I just don't. And he can talk about contracts, and everybody can talk about contracts, but the bottom line is, listen, man, he's just not interested. And B, take away. All right, Robbie, what about you? Did you get that takeaway?
What was Robbie saying?
Yeah, I got that takeaway, but like I was saying earlier with Gary Russell, aren't these fighters in control of their own career? Can't they go to the people behind the scenes and say, look, I don't want any other fights. These are the people I want to fight. Make them happen. Can't they do that?
Can do that is Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, Mikey Garcia did it.
Yeah. So if Mikey Garcia can do it, why can't Deontay Wilder?
Right.
But nobody was sitting here asking for Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia 2 weeks ago, a week ago, a month ago. Nobody was looking for that fight. And then out of the blue, the fight is being, put together and, reportedly being targeted for pay-per-view. But the rest of those guys over there, I'm sorry, man, all of them have just turned into interesting Twitter follows for the people that support them. I mean, all these guys are doing is just talking about boxing and talking about what they would do in the ring. That's what everybody over there is doing right now.
I mean, I know I picked the hell on Keith Thurman a lot because, he claims to be one time. But you know what? At least he stepped up and he accepted a fight with Pacquiao, because it's going to make him tons of money on pay-per-view.
I don't even give him credit for that, man. He just thinks he has a weak target in Pacquiao. So it's just the motto over there right now. Low risk, big reward, and that's just all the whole that side of the street. That's all they seem to be doing right now.
Yeah, well, if you really look at it, nobody in boxing is really making big, important fights. I mean, what do we have to look forward to this summer or in the fall? I mean, Canelo just fought Jacobs. We don't know who's going to be next for him. So, we got to take what we can get, I guess.
That's true. I guess for me, that's why last week I thought was such an important fight with the Hurd and Julian Williams fight. That was the one fight that I had circled on my calendar as being, some of the best that boxing has to offer in terms of what you just exceeding expectations. I'll just leave it at that. Very rarely do we find two black fighters who get in the ring in their prime, and we see them go at it. Other than that, it's constantly all of this trying to match the black guy up with the Mexican guy with the Puerto Rican. It's all of this racial politics stuff that comes into the marketing, and it just is what it is. But like I said, I thought that was a great moment for the PBC. I thought the ratings, came through for those guys, and I just salute those cats for doing something different and something that's a little rare right now in the game.
And I think we'll see those two do it again because of the way the first fight ended. Because Hurd's got an immediate rematch clause. I can see them doing it again. I don't know how soon, but I can see those two doing it again.
I would say Hurd needs to they need to tighten up some things with that. With his,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
There you go.
But look, I'm not gonna hang on too long. That's just I was hoping if anybody out there, period, could just elaborate on the fact of why can't a deal come from why can't a new deal, a 2019 deal come from the Deontay Wilder side, and we could get closer to getting this fight finalized. But it just seems like it's not possible. So
like Louis Ortiz said last night, it's up to him. It's whatever he wants to do. So if Wilder wants to be in control of his career, he basically needs to go behind closed doors and tell Shelley Finkel and whoever, these are the people I want to fight. I don't want to fight anybody else but the names I give you.
Alex T says, thank you, Al Heyman. Thank you, Alex T.
All right, fellas, I'm going to jump on off here, man. Thanks for the time, and continue doing what you're doing.
Awesome.
All right, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it, man. Thank you, Wood.
And go follow Wood, everybody. He's got good stuff out there, too.
Absolutely, yeah. Follow him on YouTube and everything like that. Before we get back to Georgie, Alex T, thank you so much. And he wanted Elena to say thank you, Al Heyman. So go ahead and say thank you, Al Heyman.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
There you go.
That's awesome.
So now there is no train wreck of the week, Elena, but I don't want your voice lessons to go to waste, okay? So why don't you tell everybody what happened yesterday? I mean, as far as on the soccer field, Were you on like a? Did you win yesterday or what happened? Here, get close to the mic so they can hear you.
We went undefeated.
We went undefeated the whole season, didn't we? Yeah. How many times have you gone undefeated?
2 times.
2 times. That's right. 2 undefeated seasons. How about that? So hey, congratulations, Elena. And I don't know who your coach is, but he must be awesome. I don't know who that is, but yeah, 2 undefeated seasons. I think. What did your coach have? 5 undefeated seasons? I don't know. I'm not keeping track, but that's what I heard. I don't know.
Stop clout chasing. Stop clout chasing.
All right, let's bring Georgie on as Elena goes out of the room for good reason. All right, Georgie, you're back on. Rikers, baby.
Yo, how I sound? I'm good, and I'm good.
That's much better. That's much better.
You sound crispy.
Much better.
Thank God for these Obama phones, man. Thank God for these Obama phones. Shout out to Barack.
Thank you. Thank you, Al.
Listen, man, let me calm down.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Let's start with the. Let me talk about Gary Russell, baby, because, I mean, we're comparing him to what? Mikey? Didn't Mikey for the fucking Mafia for 2 years in the sideline? So how is that a good comparison?
Thank you, Al Heyman.
For fucking Russell to do what really he wants, he got to go against these Mafias. And you know what that means? You getting sick to the fucking side for a couple of years. Ask Mikey and the Wall, and the list goes on. We know this. Now, to the point at hand, I want to answer for this panel. How many fights can Al Heyman put for Wilder without generating money? How much of this shit we're going to see?
Well, Beeb said he made $10 million off that fight last night. He sent me an article or whatever saying he made.
Who made it? Who made it? Who made it? Who made it $10 million? Who?
Wilder.
No, I'm talking about what the fight generates. And before the trolls start coming, I'm talking about the Showtime numbers. Because they're going to start talking about how 1 million plus. So the answer was in Showtime. Like the last time, guess what they're going to forget to tell you? They're going to forget. They're going to omit. They're not going to say there was a free weekend preview that anybody could watch. Because that's what these motherfuckers do. They lie and lie and lie. Oh, this fight making no money, baby boy. This is a mirage. I want to believe shit. So these people willing to put this man there, make no fucking money, waiting for the AJ fucking back, fighting this bullshit competition. Come on, and you guys love boxing, and this shit should deserve a show on his own. This shit right here, it needs a show of his own. Why could nobody talking about it? Why? If they love boxing. Crickets. Anybody. Boop, boop, boop. Fly line. Nobody's saying shit.
Thank you, Al.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Fucking thumbs up. Match that shit. I'm on. Listen. We got to stop it, man. It seems like I'm a hater of Deontay Wilder.
Thank you,
and guess what? For that good reason. We have taken a lot from a lot of people. Try to meet them in the fucking middle. But they don't want to meet you in the fucking middle. They want to compare records. They want to compare belts. They want to compare fucking revenue. And none of that shit match up 50 fucking offer. None of it. And we try to meet these people halfway somewhere.
Thank you,
but they want 50. I mean, bro. He falls out of the tree, people. He falls out of the fucking tree. What else can we say?
Georgia, I don't know what to tell you, brother.
Everybody up there. Baby, tell me that I'm fucking right. Just tell me that I'm right.
Thank you,
Tell
Al
me
Heyman.
that it's hopeful for the humankind to come out of this fucking bullshit. Tell me there's some type of fucking intelligence out there.
Alex,
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Al Heyman.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Yeah. Thank you, Jordan, and thank you, Al Heyman.
As long as they keep on donating, thank Al Heyman.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Keep on donating, baby.
Al Heyman rules.
Al
Thank you,
Heyman
Al Heyman.
rules. As long as that motherfucker keep on fucking donating, he rules.
Al
Let him
Heyman-
donate anyway.
Al Heyman's the best person in boxing right now.
And it looks like Al Heyman's going to cash in all his chips if the rumors are true.
Please, Robbie.
Listen, what's up with that shit too? With this nigga catching those $2 billion?
I don't know.
He's selling that shit for $2 billion.
Yeah, that's what I heard, but I don't know.
don't
I don't
know
know if
yet
it's
or
true
what?
or not.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
They're keeping that shit on the wraps, huh?
Thank
They're
you, Al
keeping
Heyman.
that shit on the wraps.
Yep.
Eventually, it's gonna pop up. I don't give PBC another 3 years and mark my words. They're not gonna be around. That's abandoned shit right there. What Al is doing, even if it's gonna work for them, you know, like the UFC dude. What the fuck, Dan? What the fuck is his name?
Dana White.
Dana White.
Used to own it.
Yeah.
Dana
Thank
White.
you, Al
Yeah.
Heyman.
The
Thank you, Al
same thing. He's gonna be the front of the fucking thing. And as a matter of fact, Dana White at
Alex
least show
T.
his face. So I don't
Thank
know.
you so much, and thank you, Al Heyman, baby.
I'm in a good mood too, Alex T.
We're in a good mood now, buddy. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy right now, Alex T. Thank you, Al Heyman.
Thank you, Al Heyman. We need a $20 donation for the Al Heyman Deep Riding Fan Club. Can somebody give me a $20 donation for the Al Heyman Big Riding Fan Club? Shout out to the LBBC.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Get on me, baby. Get on me.
Thank you, Al Heyman, and thank you,
Everybody
LBBC.
support the channel. Everybody support the channel. Everybody can come here, talk any smack you want. Can come on the shot, say what you want, baby. Here you ain't getting time out for no reason.
Hey, Georgie.
Here you ain't getting blocked for no reason. Shout out to the LBBC. Ha ha.
Thank you, Al
I
Heyman.
gotta go. Everybody support the channel. Thank you, Al Heyman, for the donation. We need another one. I'm outie.
Thank
See
you
ya,
so much,
Georgie.
Georgie. Georgie's the man. All right. Let's see here. Joe Lopez, salute. All boxing, salute. Is that all boxing or Ali? I don't have my glasses. All boxing, I'll say. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. Alex T.
Alex T.
Ho. Thank you, Al Heyman. Robbie, say it.
Yeah, well, I'll say thank you, Al Heyman.
Say it
Of course
loud.
I will.
Say it like
Do
you
it
mean
right, Robbie.
Come
Do
from
it
your
right.
gut. Say it.
Do it from your ball sack.
Come on.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Come on, Robert. Say it. Say it loud.
Thank-
Say it like you mean it.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
There it is, baby. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Thank you, Al Heyman. Thank you, Alex T. Alex T is the real MVP around here, buddy.
Eric, before we get started, I want to say one thing. Thank you, Al Heyman.
All hail Al Heyman. Thank you, Al Heyman. All right. So before I go back to the calls, I know Corey's online. We know Corey's online.
He's got to get on. He's got to get on.
He's got to get on, so just hang in there, Corey.
Yeah, remember, he always drives through the drive-thru, and we go to him, and he doesn't pay any attention.
Robbie, stop dropping dimes.
Juan Heraldez versus Argenis Mendez. That fight ended in a draw. And who cares? All right, let's just move on to DAZN.
Yeah, I don't really care about it. It wasn't worth watching.
Robert, they got a family, man. Come on, son. All right, so listen up. DAZN. I'm going to start with the Inoue fight on DAZN because that was the fight, man. Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Naoya Inoue. Or they call him Noya? Is it Noya Inoue? Naoya Inoue? I don't know. Godzilla. Doesn't matter.
Naoya.
I think it's Noya. I think they were pronouncing Noya.
Yeah.
That was Naoya. Yeah, okay. Naoya.
Yeah. So for the IBF Bantamweight title, the World Boxing Super Series semifinal, let me tell you what, before this fight happened, this was a 50-50 fight to me. I actually favored Rodriguez in this fight. I thought Rodriguez was going to win this fight. I thought he was going to outbox Inoue and everything like that. To me, Rodriguez was the better boxer, the better technician. and I've seen him fight. So I thought, hey, man, Inoue, to me, you can say he's never been tested, but listen, man, he's been in there with some good guys. So, we're going to find out. First round comes and goes, man. I thought that Rodriguez, that first round really could have went either way. I gave the first round to Rodriguez, but the one thing I told my dad after that first round, I said, man, listen, Rodriguez is getting hit too flush. He's getting hit too flush. And second round comes out, same, boom. Naoya Inoue knocks out Emmanuel Rodriguez in the second round. It was just sick. Put him down with a body shot, clipped him with a hook, left hook it looked like. Put him down with a body shot. I mean, he was all over him, son. Emmanuel Rodriguez didn't know what hit him. And that, to me, was probably the biggest shock. Ringside Reporter Live. Thank you, Al Heyman. Beeb, what are you doing?
YouTube Premium.
YouTube Premium. What? All right.
Cobra.
All right, Beeb, you're kind of breaking up. Beeb, hang on, because you're breaking up here. So with the win, Inoue becomes the new IBF Bantamweight champion. Again, man, I thought it was a 50-50 fight coming in. I was very surprised by this. Rodriguez is a solid fighter, a very slick boxer, but he traded with him too much, and he paid for it. He didn't fight like I've seen Rodriguez fight. And listen, bottom line is, hey, I thought Inoue was something when he knocked out Juan Carlos Payano. That was a fight I really wanted to see, and he iced him in like 30 seconds. All right, so you're figuring, maybe he just caught him, this and that. Look, man, I mean, the guy's the truth. The guy is for real. And he gets Nonito Donaire in the finals of this tournament, and I think he murders Donaire. I don't even think that fight is close. Hang on one second, guys. Hey, Robert, if you can hear me, I need you to call into Blog Talk. All right? Because for whatever reason, I see. Yeah, and no Skype tonight. Yeah, you guys, just so you know, no Skype tonight. Robert, I want you to call into Blog Talk for me because for whatever reason, we're breaking up here. Another Skype issue. So there you go. Beeb, what were your thoughts on Naoya Inoue?
Well, again, people looked at this fight and thought Rodriguez was the better boxer, but if you really think about it, Inoue beat this guy with boxing as well because the way he was able to really set up that left hook that was the end of the fight was beautiful. It was perfect timing. Like I said yesterday, Rodriguez did not do anything wrong. He had his hands in the proper position. But the thing was Inoue had that little space that he saw, that little opening, and he just threaded the needle with that left hook, and he shortened it up perfectly. And it did that. If you go back and watch that punch and ask yourself, how many inches did that punch actually travel? That was a very short punch, and it was a very compact, precise, short punch that he was able to generate a ton of power with. So when you can throw a punch like that so effortlessly without really having to put much emphasis on it and generate that amount of power, that's something special. You know you're special when you can do that. And that's what I left myself with thinking yesterday, that this guy is actually a really good boxer too, because his jab was beautiful last night.
He looked really, really good, and I tell you what, man, they were calling him Little Tyson yesterday, and he looked like it. I mean, he's fought a lot of good guys. He's fought a lot of good guys now. Corey was the first one to sing this guy's praises and say he's for real. I feel it's funny, man, because I feel a lot like I did with Tyson. When Tyson first came on the scene, I wasn't really sold on him because he hadn't fought a lot of good guys. He's fought a lot of guys that weren't, they weren't upper echelon guys. He fought a lot of guys coming up. He got the titles. They weren't exactly killers, I said he's got to fight Michael Spinks for me because Michael Spinks was the guy at that time. and he rolled right over Michael Spinks, and then he kind of made you a believer. Last night, he rolled over Rodriguez, and Rodriguez, to me, was the guy in that division. He just steamrolled that guy. So you got to give him this credit, man. He's the best guy out there. If you're not a believer after last night, I don't know what's going to make you a believer. So, Robert, I know you didn't see the fight.
Yep.
All right, I know you didn't see the fight, but when you heard about Naoya Inoue knocking out Emmanuel Rodriguez, were you surprised by that? And
yeah, completely. I was completely surprised because, like you, I had seen Rodriguez fight on several occasions, and he looked like the real deal to me. And for somebody to just ice him like that, that blew me away, man, when I heard about it.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. So he fights Nonito Donaire next. And you know what surprises me? And he's not icing these guys in like the 9th or 10th round. This is like 30 seconds into fights, man. This is like 6 rounds.
Or first or second round, yeah.
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 And Jason in the chat just called Rodriguez another bum. Listen, man, Rodriguez was no bum.
No, he's not.
He is a solid fighter. Just because you haven't heard of him doesn't make him a bum.
No,
like I said, I mean, that was a
good.
50-50 fight coming in, man. It's insane. It's just crazy power that guy.
You know what, Eric? My question would be after he ices Donaire, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Is there anybody at 118 who can even challenge the guy, or can he move up to 122? But if you look at the 122 division, there's nobody really up there that can really challenge him either.
Well, they got. I mean, we'll see. I mean, that's the thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's still got to get past Donaire. I think this fight with Donaire really kind of puts him on the map, because then he's the world champion. You know what I mean? Then he wins. He wins the Ali Trophy and everything like that. Then he's recognized as the best out there. So he's got to get by Donaire, which I think he will have absolutely no problems with.
Absolutely not.
So, yeah. Beeb, let's talk about the Baranchek fight, the Josh Taylor-Baranchek fight.
Interesting fight.
Yeah, I thought, listen, 117-109 sounded good to me. Incidentally, Josh Taylor beat Ivan Baranchek by unanimous decision. 117-109 sounded pretty reasonable. 115-111 twice.
That's fine. That's what I had it.
Did you? You had it that close?
I had this is what's beautiful about turning the volume down and watching the fight without announcers. I thought Baranchek was up after 5.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was up. I have my scorecard on my iPad actually, because I was using my phone for the video. But what happened was, I think after 5, I had Baranchek up by a point, I think. And then what happened was Taylor went on a run from round 6 through 12. I thought he just totally turned the fight around. He started actually getting his groove, and he started backing up Baranchek, whereas Baranchek wasn't really landing a lot early on, but he was still forcing the fight and being the effective aggressor. Mm-hmm. And I thought he did some good body work. But Taylor really started getting his timing down, and he started really finding a home for that right hook. He did a beautiful job with that right hook. And that was a punch that he really wasn't using a lot early in the fight. And that right hook was able to open up other punches for him. It opened up the body shots, and it opened up the straight left down the pike. So I thought once Taylor got his rhythm down, got his timing down, he did a great job in the second half of this fight. And early on, I thought he was struggling just a bit, but he came on strong in the second half, and he was able to figure out Baranchek. And Baranchek was starting to get tired. He was starting to get slowed down. And I thought Baranchek was on the verge of getting stopped in this fight. He looked like he was close to getting stopped on 2 occasions, but for whatever reason, he was able to hang in there and make it through the end. But this kind of confirms what I said. I mean, I give credit to Josh Taylor. I like the kid, but I still think that a guy like Prograis is a little bit too crafty for him. He's got more experience too. So I'm going to go with Prograis.
It's going to be interesting.
Oh, well, I like
Taylor is a
Regis
really good
Prograis.
boxer. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Prograis.
And Prograis said right before the fight, he thought it was a 50-50 fight. He said they thought they were perfect foils for each other, that each side was going to give the guy trouble. So
lots of respect on both sides.
I thought it was, myself, I thought it was a pretty comfortable win.
Okay.
For Josh Taylor. I had it right around 117, 109, right in there.
Yeah, people in the chat actually had it the same. A lot of us that were watching it live and people that were in the chat, they actually had the same score I had.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? That's what makes it so great is that you watch it. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
You know, so just because I'm seeing one thing doesn't mean you're seeing it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So absolutely. And that's so the series is set. Josh Taylor versus Regis Prograis in the finals. I can't wait. And Naoya Inoue versus Nonito Donaire in the bantamweight final. And that both of those fights are just wow. I hope. I don't think there'll be another season of the WBSS.
Why?
But, I hope so. You know, man, I hope so. Billy Joe Saunders fought on ESPN Plus this weekend. He fought the very rough and durable and top contender Shafat Usifi for the WBO super middleweight title. Robert, let me ask you a question. You know that you follow boxing. Have you ever heard of Shafat Usifi?
Absolutely not.
You and me both. I never heard of this guy in my life. Billy Joe Saunders won a unanimous lopsided decision, 120 to 108, 117, 111, and 118, 110. And now he's the WBO super middleweight title. Yay. I don't know what else to say about it. On pay-per-view earlier in the week, Tim Tszyu, Kostya Tszyu's son, versus Joe Camilleri. This fight was actually on pay-per-view in Australia, if you can believe that. Yes, pay-per-view in Australia. Tim Tszyu defeats Joe Camilleri by unanimous decision.
$50 from what I heard.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. It was like $50.
Yeah.
The scores were pretty wide. I didn't get the scores because, honestly, I didn't really care that much. With the win, he becomes the Australian super welterweight champ, which not even his dad Kostya ever did. So there you go. He's already passing him up. I don't know how excited to get about Tim Tszyu. I just don't know.
I'm excited.
Well, hey, if he's anything like his dad, we have a lot to look forward to. But
I'm excited.
We'll have to wait and see.
Beeb, you're excited?
Of course. I like the Tszyu family.
You like the Tszyu family. Friends of the show.
Okay.
They're good people.
They're good peeps. I like it. All right, let's go to Corey Lee Boxing. Corey, what's up?
Hey, Corey, how are you, my friend?
What's up?
Hey, you know what? Corey, before you even get started, Beeb sent me a video, and if you guys haven't seen it, you got to go check it out. Corey Lee was actually in the back with Jarrett Hurd after his loss.
That was
very
awesome.
good video. It's pretty awesome. So go check that out.
That was an awesome interview. I love that interview.
Hey, way to go, Corey.
That was very well done.
Man, I really appreciate that, man.
That was a very professional job.
Yeah, man.
Beeb wrote the questions for Corey, but
wow, man, I'm learning, man. Thanks, y'all. I really appreciate that, man. My journalism started, a little internship started a while ago, man. But, I think I did pretty good with no credentials, you guys. What do you guys think?
You did awesome, man. You did good.
The channel's starting to pick up now too.
Yeah, man, I'm starting to put the work in, man. I kind of got a job where I got flexible hours now, so I can start going to these fights. Like, I wasn't able to go to these fights in the beginning when I started my channel, because I wanted a channel that I gave my opinion, but I didn't want my channel to be all my opinion. I wanted the boxers to talk. I wanted you guys to be able to hear what the boxers got to say. You know what I mean? And here in the DMV area, there's so many boxers that, probably don't get the spotlight, probably, or don't get the shine that they, deserve. Like, and Jarrett Hurd's one of them, Not a lot of people are going over there to his gym and giving him that, that one-on-one, just to see what he's doing, like Mikey Garcia and Ellie Setback. When we look at Ellie Setback's videos, we knew what the fuck Mikey Garcia ate yesterday. You know what I mean? That's how much he's over there. And it brings another side of journalism and, reporting, and it brings you into the life and the trials and tribulations of a fighter. You know what I mean? And Ellie Setback was over there when Mikey Garcia was going through his whole, top rank BS, and he didn't even have any fights. So, I got some of these champions are so, about an hour or 2 hours from my house. And, they, accept me and they'll let me, in their doors, and they open their doors up to me, man. I gotta put it out there, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I definitely sacrificed it, being that I just had a daughter, you know what I mean? I'm sacrificing, but, I'm just trying to give you guys good content, man. So I really appreciate that, man.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, congratulations, Corey.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, guys. You know what I mean?
I'm so happy for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Good for you, man.
He's a handful, boy, but yeah, man. So yeah, man. The fights this weekend, man. We had some really good fights, man, and I wasn't able to talk about last week, you guys. I tried to stay on hold. I know Robbie said I was in the drive-thru, man, but I was trying to stay on hold, man, and I just couldn't anymore because sometimes I got things I got to do. But, yeah, man, salute, though, man. But, about the Jerrod Hurt, I just want to touch on that real quick. I think it was a really good fight, even though I wasn't able to touch on it last week. It's a really good fight. As you all seen, there is a rematch clause in full effect. Jerrod Hurt will be exercising that. That came straight from the horse's mouth. And we'll be looking for a rematch in probably about 6 months, maybe 8 months, man. That was a really brutal fight, man. Both of these guys, if you could see that shit live, man, I think that was probably the best fight that I've ever seen live. I think that could be a candidate of fight of the year. Julian J. Rock Williams versus Jerrod Hurt. I think that could possibly be candidate of fight of the year. It wasn't just a one-sided fight that some people might have said, oh, yeah, Julian J. Rock Williams is so much better than Jerrod Hurt. Jerrod Hurt actually hurt Julian J. Rock Williams, in that fight a couple times, man. Because, the power of Jerrod Hurt is just so evident, He just couldn't, he couldn't impose his will like he's normally been doing on smaller opponents, And you can see the size difference. I don't know if you guys can see on TV, man, but seeing it live, man, Jerrod Hurt just looks so much bigger than Julian J. Rock Williams, man. It was just evident, man. And for a smaller, 154 pounder and Julian J. Rock Williams, for him to win and for him to be, so successful in the things that he was doing is just remarkable, man. And like he said, man, you can't give a fight, you can't, be so hard on a fighter for just having one loss, you guys. You gotta know, man, some of the great and heavy in the world of boxing history have losses, man. Everybody's not going to be a Mayweather or a Marciano. You just get those are like far few in between, man.
I know.
So it's just like now we got a lot of these fighters today, man. We got Charlo, we got Hurd. Both got a loss now. And there's going to be more to come. Look, Deontay Wilder's got a draw. Highly disputed draw. Some people say he lost that fight. Against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's still chapping and saying he won that fight and he's still the number one heavyweight, and rightfully so. He's got a reason to. But like I said, man, I just think that we're too hard on fighters with one loss or two losses. They can definitely come back from that. But moving forward to the fights that happened actually this weekend, man. This was a really, really good fight. Good weekend of fights, man. I did 2 live streams, man. I was in overtime this weekend, just like you guys, man. I see you guys putting in that work too, man. Salute. So yeah, and that's another thing too, you guys. When I did my interviews last weekend, I lost my voice, and I was 2 hours late to the stadium. The arena. So man, everything was working against me, man. And for me to just pull out some of those interviews, man, you just got to keep trying, you guys. Don't give up, man, Just traffic was so bad, man. I was 2 hours backed up, man. So, and then my voice was so horrible, man. I just try to get through it though, man. I was like, for all the days my voice to mess up, this day it messes up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, man. But yeah, man. So with the fights that just happened this weekend, you guys, man, it was some star-studded fights, man. I really think that a Nui fight, like I told you guys from the get-go, a Nui is definitely the mini Mike Tyson, man. I've been telling you guys about this guy for at least, I want to say, 2 to 3 years now. I mean, I've been talking about him.
I know. You know what? You're the first one that brought him to everybody's attention. So congratulations to you, Corey.
No, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man. You know, them smaller divisions, them smaller guys need a little bit of love too, man, because they do the same training, they do the same sacrifice as these other fighters do, man. I think they're finally getting their recognition, man. And I think the Superfly tournament and stuff like that, those type of tournaments with Tom Loeffler and stuff like that, and I think they put, you know, some of these guys on the map, you know, and it's just catapulted from there, man. You know, I don't think if it wasn't for that Superfly one card and, you know, cards like that, I don't think that this WBSS tournament would have picked the 118-pound division. I just don't see that happening. But being that it was so exciting in that little, you know, tournament / you know, showcase that they had going on with the Superfly, I mean, that catapulted the WBSS to pick this tournament. They seen the fire in this tournament. It's a bummer that Zulani Tatete is not going to be in the finals. It is going to be Nonito Donaire. And some of the things that I seen in the fight, you guys, against Nonito Donaire he got iced. I mean, Rodriguez got iced so early, man. It was almost like the Wilder fight, man. It was not a lot to take from it, you know. But what I can take from it is when Nui hits you at 118, and this is a Nui moving up, you guys. This is his third weight division. He's actually small in this division compared to these other guys.
Yeah, because he started at 112, right? And then he moved up to 115, then 118, right?
Yeah, man. So he's a 3-time world champion, undefeated, with under 20 fights. You know, I mean, and, you know, at one point, you guys, Nui was the youngest current champion in the entire world. Okay? Wrap your minds around that, you guys. At one point in the Nui's career, he was the youngest, and that was not that long ago. That was only about 2 years ago. He was the youngest champion in the whole world of boxing, okay? And I mean, for him to, you know how hard it is? You know how many distractions it is for a champion to be that young? I'm talking about, I think he was like 18 or 19 or something like that. Could you imagine being a champion in Japan and being, you know, this, I mean, because they said he gets treated like a king in Japan, you know? I mean, you know, I know a lot of guys and a lot of people might not know about him in the United States, man, but Japan is a very big country, you know, and he gets treated very well over there, man. But Nui knocked out Rodriguez. Man, he got ice. It was ice season, baby. And, man, it looked good, man. That knockout was awesome. I seen it coming, like Eric said. You know, he got hit flush a couple times in the first round. And I just said, man, it's going to come, man. Don't even rush the Nui. It'll come. His chin is just there to get hit. His face in general was just there to get hit. And did you notice, you guys? I don't know if you guys watched the fight into its entirety, but Nui, I feel like everything he was touching Rodriguez with was hurting him, even those body shots.
No, you know what? I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like that. I felt in that first round, I thought that Rodriguez took those shots pretty well. I just thought that he was taking too many of them.
But that's another thing, too, Eric. You got to understand, these boxers do have a poker face, and they do have to put that on.
Yeah, for sure. Incidentally, Alex
T.
T.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to let that go. They don't want to be like, oh, go ahead, sir.
Oh, okay. Alex T. in the chat, thank you so much. And with a message for Corey, he says, not everyone can be Marciano or Mayweather. So there you go.
That's right.
No doubt. No doubt, bro. No doubt, man. Glad somebody thinks like you, man. But yeah, man, Nui, man, I just think he was hurting Rodriguez with everything he was hitting him with, man. He looked very devastated, man. And I think Nonito Donaire, man, is the next in line to get this punishment, man. I mean, you could be looking at the probably one of the biggest smaller division superstars that we've probably ever had to date. You know, in those 118, 115. I mean, shit, you're close to minimum weight divisions. You know what I mean? I mean, that's, you know, could you imagine a 118-pound, you know, fighter, you know, being a superstar? I mean, you know, people's kids are that size, at 10 or 11. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
And he'll be a superstar, I think. You know what I mean? I mean, he's going to be a superstar, you guys, because Bob Arum has already said if he wins this tournament, there is a 7-figure contract waiting for him. You know what I mean? So the money is going to be there for Newey. You know how Bob Arum likes those foreign and those Asian fighters. He puts money into those fighters. Look what he did to Zhu Shimon.
Yeah, that was a disaster one.
This is not Zhu Shimon. This is the real deal.
He didn't get his money's worth out of that.
You know, $500,000 signing bonus for Zhu Shimon.
Please, Robbie.
And but yeah, man. So you know, Newey's moving on to fight Nonito Donaire. I think Nonito Donaire gets iced in the third round. It's just it's too much power going to be going on. You know, it's so much volume, and the accuracy of Newey is just so precise, man. I think he breaks his fighters down. Did you see too, Eric, that he was going to Rodriguez's body too, man? It wasn't just headshot.
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff.
You know, so, I mean, you can't just say he's a one-trick pony, you guys, in the chat. So, you know, Newey's an all-around really good fighter. And I think there was another telltale sign, too, the reason why I think Newey wanted to make a statement. About 2 days before the fight happened, Newey's father.
About his father being shot or whatever? That was terrible.
Yeah, they got into it, man. And, you know, Rodriguez's trainer was so much bigger than Newey's father, and he just pushed him out of the way almost on like some bully shit. And Newey was just standing there like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'm going to fuck your fighter up for that, man. Like, he was just looking at him, just cold staring him, giving him the ice treatment, just looking at him. I'm like, wow, man, Newey, you could just tell, man, Newey's a different fighter. He's a very special fighter. I knew that from the day I let eyes on him. You know what's so crazy, you guys? I started liking Newey and Usyk around the same time, man. And look at them. They're still both undefeated, and they're becoming superstars. You know, they're not there yet, but they're becoming there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've been on my top 5 pound-for-pound list for at least 2 years now. You know, some people are like, they looked at me stupid. They were like, who is Usyk? Who is Newey? Who are you talking about, Corey? You know, and these guys were already champions, already defending their belts, and people still didn't know about them. You know, so moving forward, though, you guys, the Ivan Barachichek fight versus Josh Taylor, man, that was a barn burner, you guys. That was a really good fight, man. I think the WBSS has a really good thing going, and like you guys said, man, I don't want to see them going anywhere, man. I want to see them stay here, you know, so we can, you know, get the fights that we want, man, because once you're locked in, Beeb, Eric, and Robbie, once you're locked into this tournament, dude, there's no getting away, baby. As we did see, Ivan tried to get away, but, you know, you're under that contract, you know, and the stipulations could probably be very harsh for you trying to get out of that contract, man.
He wasn't going anywhere.
You know, Ivan Barachichek, you know, that's what I'm saying, Eric. You know, I just think that, you know, this tournament is so good. I agree with you guys. It's so good for boxing. You know what I mean? And for the hardcores and even for the casuals. You know, hardcore fans want to say the best needs to fight the best. This person needs to fight that person. You know, we need to fight to see the best fight the best. This is a way that we see that. This eliminates all this shady politics in boxing, and you get them all under one banner, and these guys can all fight each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm being honest, man. I mean, this actually can happen.
Yep. All right, Corey, we got to get
So
moving, man. We got to get off here at 9.
Y'all got to go. All right, man. My bad. I knew I probably talked
you're
a while,
fine, man.
All right.
But you guys,
good call, Corey. Good call.
Yeah, guys, go catch Corey Lee Boxing on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, go do so. Let's see here real quick. upcoming fights next week. I don't know that there's a whole lot. I'm not going to give you all of them.
We got a Fox Sports 1 card and an ESPN card that I know of.
Let me tell you what we got, Robert. Let me tell you what we got on May 24th.
Okay.
When is that? That's Friday.
Friday.
Wanhang Menayothin versus Tatsuya Fukuhara, a rematch for Menayothin's WBC strawweight title. Robert, who is Wanhang Menayothin? Come on, son. He's TBE.
Didn't you proclaim him the?
He's TBE, baby.
You proclaimed him the new PTE. Yeah.
That's right. It's TBE. I don't see a TV thing on it, so you know. ESPN on May 25th, Saturday. Masayuki Ito versus Jamel Herring, 12 rounds for Ito's WBO junior lightweight title. Your boy Jose Pedraza against Antonio Lozada, 10 rounds.
That's the one that Pershelt says he wants the winner of the Herring fight.
Let him finish, Robbie.
All right, Fox Sports 1, Saturday, Biloxi, Mississippi. Austin Trout versus Terrell Gachet, 10 rounds, junior middleweights. Chordell Booker versus Wale Omataso, 10 rounds, junior middleweights. Who is that? That's PBC? Yeah, it is. I guess it is PBC. Yeah, no?
Yeah, it's PBC. Yeah. Yep.
On the Zone, Saturday, from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Devin Haney versus Antonio Moran, 10 rounds, lightweights. Michael Hunter, heavyweight, versus Fabio Maldonado. That should be a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Huey Fury in Manchester. I don't see a TV, but you'll probably be able to catch it on Sky or one of those. Huey Fury versus Chris Norad, 12 rounds, heavyweights. Anything else? Light week. But after that, the week after, we got Anthony Joshua. So there you go.
Yep.
All right.
My question about those upcoming...
Please, Robbie, let him go.
My question about those upcoming fights, guys, do you think Austin Trout has anything left?
No, I don't.
Thanks for the question.
I didn't think so either.
Let's talk about this real quickly here, and then we'll go back to the phones. The PBC, there's a rumor going around that the PBC is being sold, or at least being fished out there to be sold. But they're only trying to sell it to one entity. The entity is what is his name, Beeb? Ari something? What is it? Ari Emanuel, maybe?
Ari Emanuel. That's exactly who he is.
Ari Emanuel. And if you don't know who Ari Emanuel is, he's the majority owner of WME. If you're still confused on who WME is, this will jar your memory. They own the UFC. They're the ones that bought the UFC for like $4 billion. So imagine them with the PBC. It sounds pretty amazing to me. But the other part of this, I heard that PBC is like being asked to be sold by Waddell Reed. I don't know if that's accurate or what. Again, this is all loose rumors because I don't really have a whole lot of documentation.
Well, if you remember, Eric, Waddell Reed is the one that the PBC got their original funding from to start the PBC.
Everybody knows that, Robbie.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, Robbie.
Well, I'm just reminding people. Okay.
Oh, thanks, Robbie.
Beeb.
Come on, Beeb.
Yeah, I gotta tell you the truth. I gotta be like Jim Gray.
Jim Gray. I gotta be belligerent like Jim Gray.
Yeah, well, at least you did it, and the other person's not standing in the ring when you do it. So okay.
Thanks, Robbie.
Anyway.
But so that's what I'm hearing is that Waddell Reed is kind of forcing them maybe to sell. That's kind of the gist I got out of the whole thing. Again, I don't have a lot of documentation on it or anything like that, so take it with a grain of salt. It's very interesting, and it's even more interesting if it is WME. If they get sold, I think that's a big step up. But
oh my God, could you imagine WME running both the PBC and the UFC?
It's insane, right? How insane is that?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see anyway. All right, we are out of here at 9 o'clock. It's a hard out at 9 o'clock. Why, Beeb?
Jon Snow's going to kill Daenerys tonight.
How dare you? How dare you?
The very last
What's the matter
Game
with
of
you?
Thrones, baby.
So Beeb is betting the chalk and taking Bran as the king. I'm saying, what did I say? Jon Snow was going to be king? Or no, I said Sansa. I said Sansa.
You said Sansa.
Queen, I guess, Queen. You think Tyrion gets murked?
Yes.
I think he gets murked, too. All right. 480, this is Phoenix, no?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, fellas? It's Brandon from Phoenix. How you guys
Brandon,
doing?
what's
Phoenix,
up?
how are you, buddy?
Brandon, how are you, Brandon?
Yo.
Talk. All right.
First off, two things. First off, I gotta say this, man. Rest in peace, Harold Letterman, man.
That's right.
A staple of HBO boxing, a staple of my childhood, and I'm just glad everybody's saluting that man and giving him his props on the way out. You know, it's just it's sad to see him go, man. But you know, people like him and Bert Sugar are what made me fall in love with boxing. Second off, I gotta say, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are working extra hard, man. Y'all had Eric in his recliner streaming this damn fight. You know what I'm saying? Doing commentary and everything like that. So I just want to shout out to the Ringside Reporter and the dedication. You guys are going live all the fucking time. I don't know when the show is on or when y'all are just talking shit. You know? So I just want to say shout out to y'all, man, for putting in all that extra hard work.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you very much.
let me get to the fights real quick. Okay? The fights, man, I didn't, you know, I'm a bitch at DAZN here real quick, man. Because DAZN, this is how, and this is why I don't like DAZN at times. I like what DAZN gives me for the price that they're giving it to me for, but they gotta tighten this shit up. And I'm saying this because you guys have a big enough platform to where somebody at DAZN is going to hear this. In my family room, I got a Sony, and I can watch it out there. But when I come back into my bedroom on my LG, it tells me that the fights haven't downloaded yet, and I couldn't watch it in my bedroom. So I was pissed off at DAZN about that last night because I was trying to watch the Taylor fight. Inouye did his motherfucking thing. I mean, the guy's a monster. He's top. What y'all got him? I got him top 5 pound for pound, top 3 pound for pound. Where y'all got him at?
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, I think it's fair.
He's got to be up there. He
could be in the top 5.
All right. He's the most explosive puncher I've seen under 122 pounds. Or, well, under featherweight. I'll just say featherweight because I think that, for me, the most explosive featherweight puncher I've ever seen is the Prince. And then below that, there's nobody else. I mean, maybe. Well, I don't remember how early Pacquiao was getting him out of there at those lower weights, but that was a long time ago in foreign countries and shit. So that probably don't really count. But Inouye's a special talent, man. He's a special talent, and the people need to watch him. Now, as far as Wilder, well, there ain't much of a fight to break down. So what I'm gonna talk about how I'm gonna give props to Deontay Wilder because he's built himself to the point now where I'll say that him and AJ needs to be a 50-50 fight on the purse split. Because I don't think the rating numbers are going to show what the true impact of this fight was because there was a big, basketball game going on the other night. But he went viral the other night. And his name is on a lot of tongues, is in a lot of mouths in the sporting world right now. And I think that Deontay Wilder has worked himself into the position where him and AJ is a 50-50 fight. What y'all think about that?
Close.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I would give AJ the slight edge because I think he has 90 more ways to
seconds.
Win. I think AJ has more ways to win, so I'd favor him. But, man, yeah, it's not a give-me fight for either guy.
No, when I say 50-50, I'm talking about the purse split. I'm not talking about the action in the ring. I'm just talking about the purse split right now. I'm talking about the business.
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Close.
I still think AJ's the A side, but it's...
Wilder's made up a lot of ground.
Yeah, he has.
60 seconds.
A lot of ground, man. And he's done it the right way. He's fought 2 big fights with Ortiz and Fury. Now, this wasn't a big fight or nothing like that, but he made it a big fight by hyping it up in the media and getting it out there. And I mean, if you're in the first 5 minutes of PTI, you're one of the biggest things that's going in sports. And he was on PTI 2 times this week, if I believe right.
Yeah, he's making some waves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that's really all I got, man, for this week. The other thing, man. Oh, man, I'm so sick of fucking Gary Russell. This dude need to fight somebody. Did you hear him stammering and talking about
10 seconds
and all this bullshit when they were talking about Gervonta Davis?
Yeah, he said he wanted to meet up. He said he wanted to meet up with the sanctioning body that Davis is with, and make sure he became a mandatory challenger or whatever. I was like, really?
You can't tell me that he has.
Man, who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah, you can't tell me that. It's not his choice that he's only fought 5 times in 5 years.
No.
It can't be. It can't be. I mean, this guy's a great talent. I mean, he's one of as far as talent goes, he's probably one of the best 10 fighters in the world. You know what I'm saying? But it just frustrates me, and the fact that people cape for this dude is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So Gary's got to put something behind it. Thank God he came out there with the Leo Santa Cruz shit on his back or whatever, but he's got to make something happen, man. Other than that, man, Ringside Reporter, I'm out, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all be safe,
all right,
man.
See you, Brandon.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
Brandon from Phoenix. All right, and that leads us up. That'll do it for this edition. Actually, you know what? Real quick. Joe Joyce fought this weekend, and he fought, I don't know who he fought. It doesn't matter. He got out of there in 3 rounds. I guess he knocked the guy out in 3 rounds. And I heard, and I didn't see the fight, but I heard he didn't look that great in it. I don't know what people see in Joe Joyce, but I don't know. But I'm going to pile on him.
Thanks, Eric.
One other thing before we get out of here. If anybody hasn't caught the documentary "What's My Name" with featuring Muhammad Ali, you got to watch that. HBO did a wonderful job with that on Tuesday night. So if you can catch a replay or get it on YouTube somewhere, it's good. It's a good watch.
Awesome. Thanks, Robbie.
Please, Beeb. That'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Robert on Twitter at Ringside Robert or call Ringside Robbie's Corner at
area code 773-572-7781 and leave me a message and I'll get back to you.
You can catch Joe Habib on Twitter at JHabib1 and find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporterlive.com. I'm at Ringside73, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Thank you, Al Heyman. Thank you, Alex T.